You are listening to Dr. Ashmon Sounds. Let your soul glow with every sound. Hello, and welcome back to Dr. Ashmon GetFit Movement podcast, the place where we empower you to take control of your health, your body, and your mind. I'm your host, Dr. Ashmon. Today, we're going on a fantastic journey. Not to the gym, but inside your own head. Have you ever wondered what's happening in your brain when you feel sleepy, focused, anxious, or have a brilliant idea? The answer lies in a secret language. Your brain is speaking to you every second of every day. The language of brain waves. Think of your brain as a complex symphony, a symphony orchestra. It's not just one instrument playing, it's millions of tiny musicians. Those are your neurons, all fighting and firing together. When they fire in sync, they create rhythmic, electrical pulse. Remember that. That pulse is a brain wave. We measure these waves in cycles per second. Or you may have heard of hertz. If you see HZ, HZ stands for hertz. Using a tool called EEG. But here's the amazing part. The tempo of the symphony, it changes depending on what you're doing and how you're feeling. Today we're going to learn about the 5 main tempos, or might we say waves. This way you'll be able to understand better and even influence. So the music of your own mind. Let's say you would be influencing the music of your own mind. So we're going to start with the slowest and the deepest rhythm. That is called the delta wave. Delta waves are 0.5 through 4 hertz. These are the slowest and the loudest waves, like the deep rhythmic beat of a bass drum. Think about a bass drum in your brain. It's an orchestra. You experience delta waves when you are in your deep, restorative, dreamless sleep. This is not time off for your brain. This is the crucial part and maintenance time. During delta sleep, your body is healing, regenerating cells, and locking in memories. Remember that, locking in memories. So if you've ever woken up feeling truly refreshed and restored, you have your delta waves to thank. They are the foundation of your physical, mental recovery. For our visual learners, let's put a graphic on the screen for delta waves. So we're going to do a graphic description for delta waves, and you can find this on Dr. Ashmon Sounds on YouTube. A simple icon of a person sleeping peacefully in bed with a crescent moon and stars above them. The brainwave is shown very slow in movement with long, deep curves. The color palette is normally deep, calming blues and dark purples. Delta waves are again at 0.5 through 4 hertz. And it brings deep sleep and bodily repair. Deep sleep and bodily repair. Next, we're going to move to the theta wave. The theta wave is approximately 4 through 8 hertz. That one we speed up a little bit, just a little bit through the theta waves. I like to call this the twilight state. It's that magical zone between being fully awake and asleep. You're in the theta when you're in a deep, very deep state of relaxation in light meditation, or if you have REM, sleep. So when you're dreaming, theta is always the home of your creativity and intuition. That's your ah moment or your aha moment. The moment you have, like when you're in the shower, that sudden burst of inspiration, that's likely a surge of theta waves at work. It's the brain being opened, receptive, and not limited to conscious or critical thought. So remember that. So the graphic for that also will be in Dr. Ashmon Sounds on YouTube. Next, we'll have a graphic description for the theta waves. Those waves, remember, are a silhouette of a person meditating with a glowing light bulb, or a swirling galaxy of ideas appearing above you, right above your head. You have some ideas just swirling. The waveform is slightly faster than delta, but still very fluid. That palette is like an indigo color, lavender, and a soft magenta. And theta waves, as I mentioned, are 4 through 8 hertz. That brings on creativity, intuition, and light sleep. Next, we have alpha waves, and alpha waves are roughly 8 through 12 hertz. So we move to the state of wakefulness with the alpha waves. Wakefulness with alpha waves. Think of alpha as your brain's neutral gear. You're not asleep, but you're not intensely focused on the outside world either. You're awake, but relaxed and reflective. You produce alpha waves when you're quietly reflecting on something. Taking a calm walk in the nature or practicing mindfulness. It's a state of relaxed awareness, that crucial point where you're reducing stress and calming your nervous system. If you find your mind in constantly thinking or racing and learning to produce more alpha waves through meditation, it could be a game changer. Let's see the graphic for the alpha state. Remember, for your alpha state, you can locate that graphic on Dr. Ashmon Sounds under alpha state on the playlist. Dr. Ashmon Sounds on YouTube on the playlist for alpha wave. So the visual is an icon of a person sitting calm, say by a tranquil lake, or looking out the window, the scene of a peaceful and serene environment. The wave is more frequent and round. So if it's frequent and round, then you would say, what would you refer that to? Which wave? You got it, the alpha wave. So, just checking, see if you were listening. Checking your pulse. All right, wonderful. So you have 3 waves so far. Now we're going into the beta wave. The beta wave is 12 through 30 hertz. So, all right, let's kick into high gear now. This is where most of us spend our walking day. Like we may awaken and just start walking. But let's start with awakening first. When we wake, the beta waves are at state. Beta waves are very dominant. When you're actually thinking, problem solving, or making decisions and focusing on a task. Right now, listening to this podcast and processing the information, you are primarily in a beta state. It's our brain and it's on go mode. So it's our brains on go mode. But there's a catch. while beta is essentially the productivity. So let's say the productivity. Too much of it is being stuck in high frequency, and that's called the beta stage. Beta stage is linked to stress, anxiety, recklessness. Those are all things that the beta stage exemplifies. It's that feeling of being weird and feeling very wired and tired. The key is balance. And here's another graphic which you can find under Dr. Ashmon Sounds playlist under the beta waves. And this graphic for beta wave would be a visual of an illusion of a brain with glowing, interconnected ears turning inside. The person is actively working at a desk or giving a presentation, such as myself. The wave is fast and jagged. That palette color is a bright color, energetic yellows, oranges, and reds. Beta waves are 12 through 30 hertz. Active thinking, focus, and problem solving. And our very last is gamma waves. Now gamma waves are 30 hertz and above. So finally, we've reached the last brain wave. This is the last brain wave of all. So gamma waves, they are superheroes. Think of them as a superhero of our brain's orchestra. They're associated with peak performances, high-level information processing, and heightened perception. Gamma waves are seen when your brain is binding information together from different areas simultaneously. Think of a master musician playing a complex piece of an athlete, and they're in the zone, quote, in the zone. It's a state of intense focus and insight where learning and memory is information that we keep at their highest peak. It's the brain operating at its highest capacity. So let's check out this graphic here on YouTube at Dr. Ashmon Sounds playlist under gamma waves. It's a visual here. A brilliant abstract image of a neutral network fighting and firing on all cylinders. It's like a web of lightning. The brain is shown with lightning radiating from it. The wave is extremely fast and a high frequency, very high frequency. The color palette for that is electric blues, vibrant golds, and bright whites. That is the gamma waves. 30 plus hertz, remember, the highest frequency, peak performances, and very high level cognition. Why does all of this matter to you? So we have this whole symphony now. We have delta for sleep, theta for creativity, alpha for calm, beta for focus, and gamma for the peak performance. Why does it matter? Because when this orchestra is out of tune, when some waves are too low or too high, it can impact our mental health. Remember that. I'm going to repeat this. When some waves are too high or too low, it can impact our mental health. For instance, chronic anxiety is often linked with our excessive beta waves. Brain fog, that's another one. And ADHD can sometimes be associated with the lack of alpha and beta regulation. The incredible news is that you are on the conductor. You're the conductor. You're the conductor of this orchestra. Through practices like meditation, mindfulness, proper sleep, hygiene, and even therapies like neurofeedback, you can train your brain. You can train your brain to create more balanced and healthier brainwave patterns. Try listening to Dr. Ashmon Sounds. If you listen to Dr. Ashmon Sounds, you have various topics on each playlist to help you and guide you on YouTube. So,